Welcome to the Full Force Combat, another episode, and we are so lucky today to be joined by Matt Camilleri. How are you? How are you doing today, Matt?
I'm good, mate. How are you all doing?
Doing great. Also,
Very good,
obviously,
mate. Very good.
Dan, how are you getting on today?
Yeah, very good, mate. Excited to speak to Matt.
Same here, mate. Nice to speak to all of you, actually.
And so we're coming.
When we have a go on,
No,
Nathan.
Dan, you go first. You go first. You're the man. You're the man here.
Just saying, Matt. When we have a guest on and we've never had him on before, we like to get a feel of the background. So, what was your first taste of MMA, mate? How did you get into it originally?
I got into it because I used to watch WWE since I was young, and there was a guy that transitioned at that time was successful. It was Brock Lesnar. Everybody knows who he is. Transitioned to the UFC, and then at around 2012, I started. At the end of 2012, I watched when he transitioned, even though he was at the end of his career at that time. I think he retired a bit before I saw him, but and when came back to WWE, but I wanted to see what he did. And then just right after I saw him, and in the February, I think second, I think. One of my mates told me back home that there's a gym back where I was in Malta and in MMA, and wanted to join because I loved to see him fight properly. And and the first thing that we did was a double and a single. So what he did in the fight. So I was like, yeah, okay, let's see. That's kind of easy what he did, and probably I liked it and got me into it.
Nice one. So, what's the MMA scene like in Malta then?
Not really that good, really. They're more better boxing, kickboxing. They're not bad. Wrestling, they're pretty good. Um, Jits as well. Jits is actually coming more higher. When I was there, we were a few, but we were good. Then it opened. Someone else came in. Where it was one of my best friends when I went with him, and he opened up. They're actually a big school now, so they're very good. I think we have one, two, three, four. If I'm not mistaken, four black belts in our country.
Wow.
Two are very legit though. I roll with all of them. They're all very good. But honestly, two of them are very good. And then you have I forgot how many Browns we Maltese Browns. I think we have about six. I think or maybe seven to be fair, including me. I might be eight. But yeah, loads of purples, blues, obviously. But yeah, the scene is coming good. But MMA is still not really that good. I'm the only me, another one that stopped. Another all stopped except me. So I'm the professional, the highest ranked right now at the moment.
You're flying the flag for Malta at the minute, then, Matt.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be for a long years now. So I think about maybe if like to have a professional MMA fighter in our country, it's gonna take like maybe 3, 4 years next, approximately, unless one of the guys that I think will transition. But he told me he's not yet. Maybe in a few years' time he'll transition to MMA. But the only guy that I think he will make it is only one guy, but he needs to transition from wrestling to MMA, which he's already did good in wrestling, but he's still young, so he has time. But I think it's gonna take like 3 years to start training, and then it's gonna take another 2 years to go to MMA. So it will be a long year.
Nathan?
Is that something that inspires you then almost that you are the sort of the flag bearer for Maltese MMA? Is that something that inspires you in your career?
Um, was never. Well, I knew that I might be with either me or maybe three others. There were me and two others in my mates that were gonna be in MMA. The first two MMA fighters that goes pro, but then when they stopped, I continued and they're in jits. One of them is in jits and the other one stopped completely. But it um it doesn't really matter really. It's just um I always want to be an inspiration, maybe. Well, I'm trying to be inspiring others to make what I am, but I know that in the same time, what I did to leave my home country to go train somewhere else, be on my own. I know Maltese are not that good at that thing. They're very homesick. They prefer to be. First of all, Malta is very different from any other country. I think UK is similar to the US. US obviously is, but Maltese we like to stay on our own, and we like to stay in our own little small island. And when we go out, we don't want to live forever anywhere else except me, because I love living out of Malta. Because that's why I left Malta, because I thought there's no future in there. And it's like I respect them a lot, but it's nice to be there as a holiday. But I will never live there, because maybe when I retire, when it's over. But I don't think any Maltese fighter would make what I did till now, unless there's a few guys that will say, you know what, I'm gonna sacrifice myself, I'm gonna sacrifice my whole life, what I know, and go out. But I love to be an inspiration to the new generation. And maybe after I retire, go there and I say, you don't need to go out. Instead, I'll be there and I'll bring others to train back home.
And is that sort of, talk to me a bit about sort of making that decision to move to the UK? What was sort of those early challenges that you faced? As you say, it's quite common for you people to get homesick and things like that. How did you overcome those challenges?
Well, before I came in 2020, January 4th, I came to the UK. In 2017, I started doing a training camp in AKA in the US, San Jose, California. I did it for 3 weeks because obviously it costs loads of money. That was the first time I actually flew on my own. I think it was 2021, I think it was. So I flew on my own. It was in the US, totally different country, and I liked it. And I really wanted to stay more. And then mid 2017, I think I went for 3 months, which obviously was a long time. And I found myself that I wasn't homesick at all whatsoever. So, and then obviously I did another two more trips, 4 months and 3 months. And then I did same to the US, aka they're all training camps. And then I did my last training camp instead of going before I went to the UK. I went to Thailand for 4 months straight. And that was my favorite one, to be fair, even though the US was great. But Thailand was a favorite because it was a whole different experience. It was in Phuket. It wasn't a city. It was more of like a nice. It's a holiday, but at the same time, it's training camp. But at the same time, it's holiday. It's very nice. When I went to the UK, I knew that I said I want to go in a place where I would never need to be in Malta and work as normal work, because I hated what I used to do, work, office work, and I hated the environment. I was like, you know what, I want to do something that it's my career. I need to push my career, and I need to do it. And honestly, it wasn't even a big deal when I came to the UK. I knew I was gonna remain. When I left, I knew already that I was gonna remain here, but I just didn't realize how good it was here in Liverpool. Well, Birkenhead, really. How good it was, because it was quiet, and it reminded me of back home, because the area that I am is quiet, just like the way I am back home in the south.
Absolutely. Now, moving on to your career now, your most recent fight, Nicolo Solinas. I was there for it. I thought you shown a lot of composure. Thought you did well to make him tap out. Especially, was it at the end of the first round and he put his fingers inside your gloves?
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked the way you reacted to that. You didn't let it get to you. You wasn't agitated or anything, and you still managed to get him out of there.
Yeah. I didn't realize what was going on, because at one point I had a hand wrapped behind his neck, behind his head, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna squeeze his chin in, which is all right. And then all of a sudden, don't know how, like my hand peeled off. I was like, I know I'm grabbing him behind his shoulder, so that doesn't happen. When the referee came in, I kind of realized, and I kept hearing the referee saying something. I was like, well, what's going on? I'm not doing anything wrong, for sure. And when he said stop, and he said finger in the glove, that's why I started showing middle fingers everywhere, and I was like, fuck is going on here? And I was like, I could have finished in the first, but then but kind of woke me up. I think people need to do it more. To be fair, people need to do that more. Piss me off in a fight because I
Yeah.
actually woke up a little bit more. Even people told me like that. Like every time you get a little bit frustrated with something, instead of going nuts and lose your composure, you get more into it. You kind of wake up and you be more violent. That we need to see. And I was like, well, yeah, I like that to be fair, and I want that. But unfortunately, sometimes I can't find the reason to mm, not hate a person or dislike a person, but gives me a reason to beat the shit out of someone.
Yeah, to motivate
But
yourself.
that was a reason. To be fair, that was a good reason. I knew
Mm.
I was a bit frustrated. I couldn't finish him in the second because I really wanted to finish him in the first
Yeah.
round. Then the second, when I went there, I was like, this is not gonna go third. I just want to finish this. I don't mind going third, but this one I was like, for some reason I was like, I want to do this, and I want to show everyone that whatever you guys do, it doesn't matter. I just want to finish someone very, very badly and hurt the person as well. Not just choke him without having a mark. I just want to put his face absolutely marked on, and just beat him up just for the lightweight division and maybe the future featherweight division. Like that's what's gonna happen to you all. If you fight me, you're gonna get first of all, you're gonna get out wrestled badly, and then I'm gonna absolutely smash your face in. And then if you give me your back because you don't want to get punched, elbowed in your face, I'm just gonna crank your neck or choke you or take your arms anyway.
Absolutely. Do you think that extra motivation to finish him come to get because you needed to get back into the win column? I mean, we've seen you have good wins in the past against like Yusuf and stuff like that. You needed to get back in the win column. Do you think that was a statement win for you now? Like you said, featherweight, lightweight, whoever wants it, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Absolutely. I think people forget. I think people forget quickly that I've beaten.
Good, very, very good martial artist. You've got some good names on your record already.
Oh yeah. I mean, I won't say everyone is the greatest one on my record, but I mean, when I fought Show Abusive, I was supposed to lose in the first round knockout and just
Yeah,
get beaten the hell out of myself.
yeah.
And instead, I shocked everyone. I carried him on my head, flipped him over like nobody did, and then everybody kind of forget that one. Even when I won it, everybody forgot that one, and then everybody's like, "Oh well, this guy doesn't finish anyone, does this, doesn't do this." But then I'm like, well, okay, I might not finish like the guys, like some of the good guys that we have on Cage Warriors that are very great, but then at the same time, those great guys got in most trouble in their careers in fights, and they never dominated the way I did.
Yeah.
Which I mean, all the guys that I've watched in all divisions in the UK, they're mostly strikers, and their grappling is not even close to what I can do. Bottom, top wrestling is, in my opinion, mediocre. It's not. It's just a basic wrestling, which people might say, "Oh yeah, that's all you need." But I'm like, okay, basic wrestling is what you need. But then, what if you find someone that is good? It's not just a normal wrestler that knows how to counter you and knows how to out grapple you pretty good. Then what? Then you won't even be that much good, would you? You'll just have to use your striking. And how much guarantee do you have that you can knock me out? Have
Yeah,
you
how
seen
much
it?
do you rely on that? Yeah.
Yeah. How much? The only people that I thought that might not knock that I might knock me out clean cold with one shot was Shaw Abusive. When I went there with him, all the shots that I could take, I was like, no, I can take it. Um, Other than that, I mean, I know I can go in, and my striking, obviously, I'm working on my striking to get better. I have power. Um, but I mean, at the end of the day, I always want to just prove every time I win. It's just a proven point that yeah, I can dominate, I can finish. But what I'd be afraid of, if anything, if any fighter should be afraid of someone, not that a fighter finishes someone. That's not the whole thing. If everybody gets finished in the first round, in my opinion, is like okay. The only thing that I might think of is he that good? Did he get lucky that he got finished in the first round? Maybe did he get dominated before the fight, or for example, did he finish? He's getting in trouble, and then he finished someone. That doesn't mean he's good, in my opinion. In my opinion, a great fighter is dominating everyone and then finishing them. Going 3 rounds, dominating someone, and then finishing them at the end. That, for me, is a great fighter that I would personally be a bit not scared, but kind of cautious that we have to make a specific change or a game plan. I'll use mine, but we're gonna be in a great fight, me and him. Other than that, I don't see anybody. I see good fighters, but I don't see anyone that is gonna be one-sided fight. I have some people in my head that I'd like to fight in the future, because they have high ranked and they're very great. Other than that, I'll just wait to see who I'm gonna fight next. But if I fight, when I'm fighting and when I win this next one, I'll start calling out people which they're higher ranked than me, and obviously they're going for the title, and I want that title, so I want to take their spot, and then I take the championship.
Absolutely, absolutely. Nathan?
Is there anyone you're willing to say that you want to fight right now, or are we keeping it coy for this moment?
I mean, I want to fight the guy that lost, Adam Shelley, was it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Adam. Yeah, because I always mix the brothers.
The two, Adam Ryan up, yeah.
Yeah, Adam. Yeah. Of course, I would like to fight him, Adam Shelley. I know I can beat him. You know, he knows. Well, he knows he can give me trouble. I know I can beat him. I know I can adjust now. Obviously he's good. His reach, his tall is good. The tallest of our division. I'm now the shortest of my division. I mean, not a surprise. I'm a fucking short featherweight, and let alone I'm a short lightweight now. But yeah, I made an adjustment. I think. No disrespect to him, but obviously, I know I can beat him, and he thinks he can beat me. I think the judges last time were I don't know what they were watching, to be fair, bias him. You can't give a 10-8 round when you spend 4 minutes and 30 seconds on the ground. I don't know if the judging scoring system nowadays is that fucked, or if those judges were drinking too many Guinnesses that day, or they're fucking, or maybe they're biased because they're all Irish. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe. Don't know. Don't ask me. But everybody that I asked about, no, everybody's agreed. There's no 10-8 rounds. And they thought I actually won the first round. Second round was maybe a bit. Third round, he was running. I was getting forward. Yeah, taking him down. He was popping back up. But, like, I don't know. He might argue with it. I know what I did wrong, though. I know that I did things wrong, which obviously it's my problem. But I know what I need to do with him to arrange that.
No, we love your honesty for that there. Yeah, I'd love to see that run back. I think it'd be a total different fight next time round, Matt.
Yeah, and there's one guy that I'd like to fight, but I think he's too far out of my reach nowadays. I think he'll be signed for the UFC anyway. Too late for me. I always wanted to fight him when I was a featherweight, but now he moved to lightweight 2 fights ago, I think. Paul Hughes. When I was a featherweight, I had an eye on him. Right when I moved to cage, right from FCC, when I beat Shaw Abusive and then I beat Azzy Thomas, the first thing I was thinking is, I want to fight Paul Hughes because he had the belt. Or wait, no, Jordan Vucenic had the belt at that time, but Paul Hughes was gonna fight him in this. So right. I was wanting to fight Paul Hughes, and I was happy that he moved to lightweight. He's very good. I think when I was a featherweight, I said that me and him, it's gonna be a long fight. I think 5 rounds. We'll go to 5 rounds. I think because he comes forward and he attacks non-stop, and the same as me, I go forward and attack non-stop. So I think me and him will be a. He can do it all. He can strike. He can grapple. I don't think he can wrestle as good as me. I don't think he can grapple as good as me. He's good at grappling though, so he'll cancel my stuff as well sometimes, and I might cancel his. But I think it will be a good fight, and I think it will be a good. Featherweight went up to lightweight, same as me. Featherweight went up to lightweight, so we're both very similar in weight and strength. I think I'd like to have that match in the future, either Cage Warriors or in the UFC back when he makes it, and I'll make it after him. But yeah, it'll be a good one. If we find him here, it's fine. If we find in the UFC, I'll be fine as well. And he He did one thing which I didn't like as well. He, I think a few days ago when I was in Malta, I heard about it. He called one of my training partners, Petty. He didn't Petty. He said he doesn't like him, and he says arrogance or something like that. So
Oh
I
yeah,
didn't
I've
think
seen
that.
that. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was out of the blue. I did never thought about it. I thought they were. I thought he liked him or something, but um, apparently he doesn't. So that gives me a little bit more motivation to, you know, to fight him.
Yeah,
If he's
I think he did. I think he did that because I think he wants to start chasing Paddy himself. Because if I think it's been announced that he's left Cage Warriors, so I think that he's hoping for a UFC shot. So I think he's trying to stir something up to try and get the fight with Paddy. But I think Paddy's looking too far ahead, not looking behind him. You know, and Paul Hughes
yeah, I
is
mean,
behind
it
him.
doesn't make sense to
I
be
think
fair.
I
It
think
doesn't
Paddy.
make sense.
I think him it's on just touching on Paddy. You train with him, you know yourself. You probably know
Yeah.
better than anybody. He's ready to fight a top 15 ranked fighter now, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. So, and he's trying to find Moicano now as well after this. So it's like, what what will get a newcomer all this?
Yeah.
And it's like, even if I saw, I think I saw, Ian Gary say something about Paul Hughes too, like he's good, phenomenal, this, that, and that. And I'm like, okay, well, he's good, but let's not forget, like Cage Warriors and UFC is a big different
Big
things. I think they're both top. Don't get me wrong, they're both top, but like,
Cage Warriors is at UFC's little brother, isn't it? So
yeah, like I think everybody can tell. Like we've seen, I don't know, but like if he thinks that Paul Hughes will fight, and he said another thing which kind of a little bit like it's a bit weird. He said, "Oh, I'll fight him with one hand tied behind my back or something like that." And I was like,
mm.
How, what? What are you mentally insane or something? Are you stupid? Are you that fucking stupid? I don't understand. But hey, I mean, if he wants to talk trash, and I am talking a little bit about him, I mean, maybe he'll accept it. But I'm sure. Even when I was a featherweight, I would say the same thing to everybody. I was like, if my name gets into him, the first thing he's gonna say is, Who am I? And my fighting style is boring." And I always say this: whoever says the fighting style is boring, especially wrestling wise, I say that's the first sign that you guys don't even know how to fucking wrestle as much as that is. You guys don't know what actually MMA is all about. MMA is all about wrestling. To be fair, there's striking, there's boxing for you, there's kickboxing there. If you're good strikers, then why are you not there getting more money and being in the MMA? We're
Yeah,
MMA
that's a
because we love it.
point.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's what.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So yeah, but hey, I'm not here to talk about him. He can do whatever he wants. He'll go to the UFC anyway, way before me. So, or maybe I'll
Yeah.
stop him in his tracks.
Nath?
Nah,
And
too
you know,
early.
there's a big opportunity on Cage Warriors at the minute with the prize fighter competition that's been announced, and featherweight and lightweight are in their divisions you've both featured in. What is that something you would look towards if you were to get that call? Would you like to be a part of that?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm actually excited. When I saw that one, I think it was right after my fight. To be fair, a few days
Yeah,
ago,
yeah,
and I shared it. I
yeah,
was like,
yeah. It
"Yes, please
was.
get
It
me
was,
on it." Yeah, I was like, "Get me on it, please." I like lightweight, feather. Feather is gonna be a hard one to get in, but to make a little bit of the weight. But honestly, if they give me time for a featherweight, I will get in. But lightweight, yeah, definitely, man, I'll get in. I want that. I want that thing. Honestly, I need the money, obviously, first of all. But I hopefully will in that tournament. Hopefully, will be the top lightweights. So I always want to fight guys that are higher than me.
Mm.
I like the challenge. I always like the challenge. I will never say no to anybody. To be fair, but I always like to be fighting higher guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing.
No, it
Anything else,
is
Nath?
interesting, and you obviously you sort of have this real confidence, but still honesty. Is that a mentality you think that will serve you well? That ability to fully believe in yourself, but know where you're going wrong and know what you can do to improve and win fights in the future.
Yeah, definitely. I believe. I, I think every fighter should be confident, but understand that. not his limitations, but knowing how good he is and how other fighters are good. I believe everybody should understand, for example, if you're lacking in something, you don't say, oh, I'm good at this, I'm good at everything. No, you're not good at everything. And maybe in the future, yeah, you will. But for example, the other fighter has this better than you and has this less than you. You should recognize it. And some fighters don't like to say it out loud. They're like, oh, yeah, he has this better than me, but I have this better than him. It's like you're revealing your game plan. But I'm sure his coaches and he does know it already. He knows it already, what you're good at and what you're not good at. So saying it out loud gives you that not insecure. I'm not insecure about anything. If I say that other guys are more better than me, there's a reason why I'm saying this, because it's true. And yeah, I'm not looking for like lightweights in the UFC. I know they're great. I know they're good, but give me time to train like they did. Like
On mute, I think.
I know I'll be in. I know I'll be good as them, but give me a bit of time.
Yeah, absolutely. We will move on to a little bit of fun stuff before we call it a night. Do these quick fire questions. There's only a handful, but we'll fire away. Simpsons or Family Guy?
Simpsons.
Liverpool or Everton?
Liverpool.
Boxing or Muay Thai?
Go. Yeah, keep going, mate.
Boxing or Muay Thai?
To watch or to do?
Either. Your preference.
Boxing.
Grappling or striking?
Grappling.
UFC or ONE FC?
Tough
This
one.
is to watch as a fan.
Yeah, they're both good though. That's the thing. UFC.
Okay. And the big one now, it's because it's never going to happen, so I always ask this for fun. John Jones or Francis Ngannou?
John Jones.
Yeah. Do you know what? A lot of people don't stutter with that neither. A lot of people just like John Jones straight away.
I think so. I think we'll turn into a striker versus all MMA, but I think John Jones will wrestle him. I don't think he won't strike with him.
Yeah, he's too smart for it. Too smart for it. And speaking of heavyweights, let's build our own. So this can be any heavyweight from any promotion. It can be from any era as well if you want. So we'll start with, who would you have for speed?
Heavyweight speed. Oh crap. Speed, eh? I think Tom Aspinall. I think speed. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go with that. It's probably the fastest heavyweight I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Agility.
Agility, as in technique, is it?
Yeah, technique wise, yeah.
Okay. Cain Velasquez.
I like that. Cage IQ.
Heavyweight, eh? That'll be a hard one. Heavyweight, eh? Shit. Cage IQ. Trying to find.
You've got one, Nathan?
I think it is a tough one for heavyweight, to be fair. Especially because you might be saving some people for down the line.
I mean, yeah, it's like I think. I mean, there are two, but I don't know if anyone agrees with me. It's between Cain Velasquez and Tom. I'll go with Cain. I always loved Cain, so for me, Cain was the perfect heavyweight in my opinion.
Okay, we'll go with Velasquez. Right, striking. Who would you go with for striking?
Ooh, okay.
Who's got that deft touch in the knuckles?
I mean, but technically, prime. We're talking about prime. Junior Dos Santos.
Okay, that was nice. Grappling.
Grappling. Daniel Cormier.
I like that. That's a good one. And now the final one, when it comes to the 5th round, and you're in the trenches, stamina, fitness. Who would you go for?
That's easy. That's super easy. Cain Velasquez. That's it. There's no one better than that. That's cardio Cain.
Yeah, we've basically got a Cain Velasquez with a bit of flavour thrown in there, haven't we? You know,
Essentially, I mean, he's at his prime. He would have been just everyone. To be fair, there is no one better than him.
Yeah,
Him and DC are just that great.
Absolutely.
And a decent...
Just before we leave it, Matt, do you have a fight date yet, or are you waiting to hear on Prize Fighter, or just any news at all?
Prize Fighter, obviously, I'm waiting to see a Prize Fighter, but then obviously I think I'm probably going to be in July 20th. They said I'm going to be in July, so probably July 20th. Obviously, when they got the date out, July 20th in London. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you for your time, Matt. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, mate. Thank you all for having me on the show, man. It's been absolutely amazing. You are amazing.
No problem. We'll catch up again soon when you get a fight date, and we'll chat a bit more about it and your opponent. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.